Hello YouTube, it's StruckMonk74 here, and I'm just bringing you gameplay of Insurgency. And in this gameplay I'm going to be sniping, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about sniping in the game, what I think about it, and hopefully get your thoughts, see if you agree or disagree. So the first thing I'd just like to say is, the more I play this game, the more I'm loving this game. It's so nice what they're trying to do with this game. It's such a refreshing change of pace, and it is exhausting though. I can only play a few rounds. It's mentally exhausting playing this because I just don't have those levels of concentration required. Every little corner, every little nook, you really have to check it, and that's what makes this such a nice change of pace, because so many other titles out there now seem to be trying to do the same thing. They seem to be trying to get people to play the same way. They want the gameplay to be the same. They want it to be fast. They want it to be action-packed. They want it to be run and gun. It's all about the points, all about your KD. And it's such a shame because as they've shown with Insurgency seems to have taken the exact opposite approach. They want you to slow down. They want the gameplay to be much slower, much more thoughtful, much more team orientated, and I think it works fantastically. And one of the things that works fantastically is the class systems they've built in here. The different classes you got, the different amount of classes you can have per map. So the snipers, for example, you can only have 2 snipers per side per map. And for me, anyway, there are certain styles of playing sniper. Well, let me rephrase. I can only play sniper in a certain style in a certain game mode on certain maps because I'm just not that good. I've seen some people play sniper, for example, on game mode like skirmish, which to me is almost impossible because enemies could be coming from any direction. There's so many enemies all over the place. I just can't do it. Although I'm playing sniper here on skirmish. To me, this map is one of those maps which is the exception. It's I can't remember the name. I think it's Heights. Apologies if I got the wrong name for the map, but I believe it's Heights. But this map to me is sort of tailor-made to sniping because it's there's so many different nooks, crannies, like little rocks, little bushes, trees, anywhere that you can just move around stealthy, slowly move from one space to the next, and just stay out of view. And the sight lines on this map there's some really big sight lines. It's a large map. There's some really nice sight lines. So for sniping, I think this is spot on. It's one of the only maps in skirmish that I can snipe on anyway. But other than that, other game modes, generally speaking, other game modes that I would snipe on would be things like push, or as you can see here, search and destroy. And the reason is because I know where the enemy's coming from. There's only one direction ahead that generally the enemy are going to be coming from. If you've got a decent team, you've got all your flanks covered and stuff, you're not going to get outflanked. But the enemy are just going to be coming from one direction, and that's straight ahead of you. They're going to be somewhere in that direction. So for me, my ability of sniping, that's perfect. So this is a modded map, I believe. So it's also nice to see that the community is now taking an active interest in the game and really starting to create some content for it, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, so sniping, I can only do it in certain game modes, certain maps, and in a certain way. In the very first clip you saw, one of the things was if I'm not playing a game mode like push or search and destroy, it'd be something like controlling a choke point. So in that very first clip, there was just me trying to control a choke point, and at the very least I would be holding the enemy up. If nothing else, I just want to hold the enemy up, at least give my teammates a chance to get into their positions and just be ready for their engagements, get into cover, pick their spots, and start getting ready to take out some of the enemy as they move forward onto our positions. Right here, by the way, I didn't see that guy at all. The only thing that gave him away, there were 2 things that gave him away. One was the audio of his round just whizzing straight past my ear. The other was the slight amount of trace I saw from the bullet as it whizzed past. And it's things like that, little polished touches like that, that's starting to appear in this title as they ramp up for release. Full release is on the 22nd of June, by the way. Sorry, not July, 22nd of January. I can't get that right. 22nd of January this year. And it's looking good. They're starting to add a little bit more polish here and there. And yes, they're gonna, they've already said, you know what, there's certain things we wish we could have finished before it was released. We're not going to have done them quite just yet. But if you've played the game and then you've played some of the other recent AAA title releases, the small little things that they're hoping to iron out and smooth out and polish up. They are so insignificant compared to some of the woeful releases that have happened recently for some other titles, and some of the bugs that have come out with them. So just because they've even admitted it, they wish they could have got it absolutely spot on perfect for release. Unfortunately, being a small little indie developer, they haven't managed to do it all, but they've promised to keep working on it. They've promised to keep polishing it up, and you know what, I think they're going to be doing it. I think they really will. It's an absolutely fantastic title, and sniping in this title it's absolutely fun. I do really enjoy it. Like I said, as you can see from here, I'm just slow and steady. That's me. That's probably the best way of describing my sniping method: slow and steady, and not always accurate, as you're about to see there. Not 100% accurate. There's so many things with sniping in this title that you have to get right, because there's a lot of people are probably used to like little crosshairs on their screen even when they're not scoped in, and that help them to acquire. You don't have that here. None of the weapons have that here, but it feels even more prominent on a sniper rifle, because the way the mechanics of it scoping up and where it would scope up, you really have to get used to where those crosshairs appear on your screen without the crosshairs that you're normally used to on other first-person shooters. And another thing, scope sway. There's a lot of scope sway, even when you're zoomed in and you're holding your breath, which is another nice feature. You can only hold your breath. From my experience, you can only hold your breath for a few seconds, like right there. You generally try it and generally acquire a target, get quite close, and then just before you take the shot, just hold your breath and take the shot, and that's it. That's about as long as you've got to hold that, as long as your breath is held and as long as it will stay scoped in, and then just naturally it will zoom straight back out when you're out of breath. And it's so nice the way they've done it. They really have made it nice and polished. I'm sure a lot of people will think, one shot kill snipers, that's going to be horrible, it's going to be so campy. It's not. There's only 2 snipers per side on any given map. That's the max amount you can have. So they've really balanced it by reducing how many players you can have, and all that does is it just means you have to learn to play the game in so many different ways, and that keeps it entertaining, that keeps it fresh and interesting for you. I honestly don't see a problem with that. But for now, that's me. I'm done. I'm out of here. I hope you enjoyed the video. While I wait for the next video to come out, just give me your thoughts and your feedback below. Let me know what you think. I will catch you next time. Cheers.